So if you're in the market for an espresso timer, I would highly recommend this model from CDN. It's called the CDN TM8. And the funny part about this is a timer that sells for about $11 on Amazon Prime. But if you look around and you just Google espresso timer, you'll see this for twice as much, including on Amazon. Someone is selling it for about $20 as the Espresso Supply digital shot timer. That seemed a little high to me, so I poked around and I realized that it is exactly the same, or it is the same as the CDN TM8. So I would definitely recommend doing your research before you're picking this up, or just using my link below. Anyway, back to the CDN TM8. It's a really nice little timer with some features that make it a good use for espresso and coffee and anything in the kitchen, really. It wasn't specifically made for espresso, but it serves that purpose really nicely. So first of all, as you can see, it's compact. It can stand up on its own, or it can be clipped to something, or it has a really nice magnet in the back, so it's pretty sturdy. The magnet itself's not particularly nice. I like to keep it flipped out. You could also stick it to a surface, a magnetic, anything steel, with the magnet, so you could have it at an angle, which is pretty cool. The angle is not adjustable, unfortunately, but not a huge deal. First mode is a clock. Pretty handy. And then what you could do is you could flip this little switch here, and it'll go from clock to count up. Then you flip it once again, it'll go to timer. So that's really all you could ever need. And that's not really clearly explained in the materials. So this is just a little mechanical switch that will switch the mode. As a clock, very simple. It works, it's a clock. On the battery side, I had this thing running for, I just checked. I bought this on July 3rd, 2016. And I haven't switched the batteries. It's been running continuously since then. So I'm guessing the battery is probably a year or two at least. And then you could press it. There's nothing to hold or anything like that. You just press it and it changes the time. So that's pretty cool. These buttons don't serve any functions because you wouldn't need the memory or start stop in a clock. There's no backlight or anything like that while we're on the subject, so I don't think you would need that in an espresso or cafe or home setting, but worth pointing that out. Go down to, count up. Again, the stuff you don't need doesn't work, but you can start. It will count up. Super cool. Can't clear it, but if you stop, you could start again, or you could stop, and then you could clear it. So that's a little safety mechanism. Going over to timer. This is probably the most useful mode if you're making espresso. You could set it and have it count down, so it's useful for baking or doing anything that would require a timer. But if you're going to use it for espresso, what you can do is stop it, clear it. Sorry, it's probably annoying. Yeah. So now it's counting down from 30 seconds. Clear it, stop, clear. And you could see I had set the memory before, so I hit memory and it's jumped back to 30. So you could either set it at a 30-second memory if you want to use it for espresso or for maybe a French press brew or whatever that is, or you could forget about the timer altogether and use the count up. And when you are ready to pull your shot, all you do is you hit count up. So you won't get the alert at the end. So you'll know to end your shot timer, or to end your shot. But it's a little bit less involved to start off with. So when I make my espresso, I actually prefer the count up, and just try to be cognizant of the time. Alternatively, you could use the timer. Either way it works. So yeah, that is a quick walkthrough of the CDN TM8 multitask digital timer in clock loud and long alarm. That's the official name. I'm a big fan of this little guy, and for $11, I think it's a pretty solid price. Don't spend any more than that. Someone is taking advantage of you. Just lastly, check out the battery. It's a tiny little, one of these little guys. I think it's called a CR32, but no, it's an LR44. But an LR44 is interchangeable with a lot of different batteries. So as long as you're getting one in this shape, I think the CR32 is more of a pancake shape, wider and flatter. But LR44 will work. And yeah, I would say, based on my research, this is the best espresso timer on the market, at least in a dollar for dollar sense. So thanks for watching.